And just a little shout out to my home, Australia, who continues to make headlines in the worst possible way. More racist graffiti, more anti-Semitic hate, more thwarted mass casualty events. Just more of the same attacks on a minority group that would not be tolerated for even a millisecond if they were aimed at anyone other than the Jews. Women were egged in the eastern suburbs of Sydney on the weekend because they were apparently identifiably Jewish. I mean, where is the outrage? The human rights advocates, the feminists, the freedom fighters, who will take an often innocuous comment that meant no harm and use it to destroy lives if they can somehow mould it into something seemingly offensive. Yet when there is no doubt, no grey, no need for interpretation, when the racism and hate is abundantly clear, they disappear. Afraid their newfound fans might desert them if they stand up and call it out. The farcical frauds are everywhere in this country. We love to punch above our weight globally, in sport and science and plenty else acting as well. But this kind of excelling is shameful beyond belief. But the reckoning will come. It always does. It just might take a while. And the world will eventually wake up and see you all for who and what you are. There'll be no coming back. No subtle shift of position back to the right side. You're your own worst enemy, you see. What got you here in the first place, the attention and accolades from evil that became your lifeblood, your addiction, your kryptonite, will be ultimately what destroys you, because it's all there in the public arena forever, for everyone to see. There's no hiding because you permanently etched your stupidity into the history books. And for those too, who won't have a word recorded either way, know that will count as your legacy too. Your silence will be deafening, just like the masses who stood by and said nothing over 80 years ago. We all have a voice. Some might reach more than others, but if you aren't using yours, no matter how big or small, to fight for what's right, then you are complicit in this. Make no mistake about it. Standing up for Jewish people is standing up for women and children in Gaza. They are both being killed by the same thing. A shared enemy that hates everything we believe in: life, freedom, democracy, peace. They worship death and destruction, and they use terror to achieve it. And when future generations sit down and read about this time and try to understand how their ancestors could have possibly chosen to side with the latter, with the terrorists, it will be reminiscent of how incomprehensible most of us found it as kids to understand how the Nazis did what they did, and millions stood by and let them. There's still time to right the wrongs, to stand for women and children in Gaza, end their cycle of horror, that too of their neighbours in Israel, and innocent people everywhere who are next on the list. No one will be spared. And to do that, we must all universally condemn the actual terrorists who are killing them, not the democracy, however imperfect it may be, trying to destroy them disgracefully alone on our behalf.